Yo, what is up Zombie Nation, it's your boy Dame and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we have some huge announcements in today's video. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So if you do enjoy this video, be that insane person that you are, go down there, smash that like button, that would be awesome. If you are new around here and to the DameAndThatGame channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and if you're not new around here, don't forget to hit that little bell so you're notified of exactly of when I upload. Don't forget to tick that box so it notifies you of all my uploads. I got to play a DLC1 Resistance Multiplayer War and Zombies early. Today we're going to speak a little bit about that and tell you the exact dates the gameplay is going to be out on the channel. So without further ado, let's get straight into that video. So before we get into the actual video, I got to give a huge shout out to Activision and Sledgehammer Games for inviting me, flying me out to Prague on my second ever early access DLC event. It was amazing. My first one was LA, which was just insane, and I thought it was unbeatable, and it kind of still is, but this one was very, very special. We flew out to Prague. Me and some other YouTubers flew to Prague. And if you don't know already, Prague is actually one of the multiplayer maps and plays a big part in World War II and World War II, the actual game. Now, they hooked us up fatty style when it comes to the hotel. Now, the hotel was called the Augustine Luxury Collection Hotel in Prague, and it was one of the most amazing places I have ever visited in my whole life. I can't tell you too much about the history of this building, but let's just say I walked in with a baseball hat, a hoodie and a pair of Nike Air 90s, and I felt slightly subparly underdressed. This hotel was phenomenal. We only stayed in this hotel for one night, and it was a shame I didn't get to experience it that much, as we got off the plane pretty late at night, so we basically went out for a meal and we didn't really get to experience the hotel that much. But it was a beautiful place indeed. There's some images on screen now. The rooms themselves were just in a different league altogether. The bed itself could have slept 13 of me, and that is not a short joke, okay? It was just a very, very big bed. But that is not where the experience stopped in this early capture DLC event. Now I have to give a big shout out to my boy Mr. Dalek JD for supplying some of the footage coming up in this video. I do believe he will be making some sort of vlog video himself with a ton more of this footage as well. So be sure to go over and check his vlog video out as well, because there's going to be a lot more footage of what you see in today's video over on Mr. Dalek JD's channel. So be sure to go over there after you've watched the rest of this video. The capture event itself was in a place called Martinic Palace, or Martinic Palace. Sorry my pronunciations, I'm a killer for pronunciations. The building apparently is one of the most beautiful Renaissance structures from the second half of the 16th century. The palace exteriors are richly decorated with figural schiaffetto, while the interior hides carefully preserved Renaissance beamed ceilings. Curiously, it was only recently discovered that the palace has the same layout as the royal palace at Prague Castle at only half the scale. This building is from the 16th century. That's how old this building was. Now, as we left the hotel, we had to jump into a mini coach. There were 2 mini coaches. There were a lot of people at this event. I would say about 20 to 30 people on the European side of the globe that actually went to this event. There were only a few people from the UK, your boy being one of them. And that is what took us to the palace. Now, as we reached the palace, they went all out. Believe me, it was an amazing experience. So as we entered the palace, you had some people stood around. Now, I don't believe that's how they normally dress, but they were dressed in attire that looked like 1920s gangsters kind of thing, but they were dressed in these long coats with old World War II bikes and cars dotted all around the place. They really went all out to make the experience very special. With that, we had to walk up to some stairs and wait in this room. Now, in this room, it looked to be like a bar, an old World War II bar. There was a little buffet there, nothing too special, just a few snacks and whatnot just to get us through. And one of the organisers there had started talking about the event, what we could do, what we could film, and all other things like that. Any footage that's put in this video today is going to be to the credit of somebody, because I didn't have a camera unfortunately. But the most amazing thing happened next. There were bookcases on the shelf that were full of wine, so wine racks, and one of these wine racks was slid across to reveal a secret hidden door, and inside that hidden door was the first area for the recording event. It was insane. So you walked behind the bar, you walked through the hidden door, and there were just rows and rows of computers all ready to capture some early DLC content. But this was for multiplayer only. The room was quite dark, lit up on the edges, Call of Duty logos and art everywhere, scuff controllers, Astro headsets. It was the business. It was an amazing experience. So after we finished our multiplayer event, which I've done very badly at, you will see some footage in the next few days, and I will talk about the embargo times when footage will be coming very shortly. But after that finished, we had to go to the zombies, and this is where it went next level. They took us down a spiral staircase. Yes, and usually kids never ever follow anybody down a dark, deep staircase in a castle in a different country you have never been before. But on this occasion, I did so, and as we walked down this very tight spiral staircase, we came to this big iron gate. We slipped this iron gate to the right of us, and we walked into this room that was just red. It was completely dark apart from this red glow, and as you walked in, you would have islands of computers of 4x4 where we can get the capture event, surrounded by old World War II artifacts. It looked like it came straight out of the Final Reich or the Darkest Shores. We had old hospital beds with old bodies on them, with gas masks on them. We had little trolleys and trays dotted everywhere with old radio equipment and old operating equipment as well. It was insane. The room itself was this big, it looked like an underground bunker. It was curved with arches to the side of us, and again with red glow shining on the ceilings, made for a very scary and dark experience. Again, like I said, this is only the second time I've ever been to an early access event, but they really went all out, and it really felt like you were walking into a part of World War II. Apart from the fact there were islands of computers with, you know, controllers and stuff everywhere. It was very spooky, and you can tell they really put a lot of thought and planning into making this experience one of a kind, and that it was. So again, I would just like to say a huge thank you to everybody out there, Dom especially as well. If you're watching, a big shout out to you. And I mean, none of this really would have happened if it wasn't for your boy Lee Ross back in DLC4. So a big shout out to you, and a thank you to everybody that made it happen, because it was one hell of an experience, and it's an experience that I will never ever forget. Now, embargo times. When is the early access footage coming to the channel? They are very strict embargo times, and I can tell you the times, but I can't tell you in what order the exact maps are. I can only tell you what times they are coming. So today is the 25th of January is when I'm allowed to actually notify you of what content will be coming or when it will be coming, and the fact that we actually had the DLC capture event. On the 26th of January at 6 PM GMT, I will be allowed to give you 15 minutes of a particular map. On the 27th of January, you will be then given another 10 minutes of another specific map, and again that is 6 PM GMT. On the 28th of January, you are then allowed another 10 minutes of a particular map. That is going to be 6 PM GMT. And on the 29th of January, things are going to be switched up just a little bit. So at 7 PM GMT on the 29th of January, you're going to be given another 10 minutes of a particular map or mode. But that is not going to be the only content for that day, because at 11 PM GMT on the 29th of January, you're going to be given the last 10 minutes of the final map that we are allowed to release from the early capture event. So basically throughout the 26th to the 29th of January, there's going to be content every day at 6 PM apart from the last day, which is going to be 7 PM and 11 PM, and then of course, to my understanding, at 5 AM or 6 AM on the 30th of January will be the actual release date for DLC1 Resistance. As far as the embargo goes, that's pretty much all I am allowed to tell you for now. So I suggest you hit that subscribe button, tell your best friend that Dame is going to be having all the early access footage on his channel from the 26th of January, so get them to subscribe as well. Maybe his dog or his pet or his girl next door, get them all to hit that subscribe button, and set your alarm clocks for 6 PM GMT. Of course, if you hit that notification bell, as soon as I upload, you're going to be notified, and you could be some of the first person in to see the early access content that are coming to the channel. But homies, I just want to say a huge thank you for all the support on this channel, because even though I have to put the work in to create this channel and bring the content that I do, it wouldn't work without you. And it's very cliche to say that, it's very cliche, but if you don't watch the videos that I create, things like this don't happen. These opportunities don't arise. So even though it's hard work on my half, it's also work on your half as well. So a huge thank you to everybody that has helped support the channel over the years, the love throughout Infinite Warfare, and the people that stuck around for World War II as well. I'm highly appreciative of all your support. Thank you so much. Homies, you've been absolutely insane. I'll catch you in the up and coming videos very soon. But until then, this is your boy Dame, and I'm out.